discussing 328. Okay, 328. And last week, if you recall, we discussed Surya, the 7 suns, the 7 planets. And this one is about Chandra. So it's Ardha Chandrasana. What is Ardha Chandrasana? What's the translation? Moon, yeah. So Chandra is the moon. And so Chandra, Tara, Vyuha, Dhyana. So Tara, stars. That's a nice word to remember, Tara. And then Vyuha, galaxy, system, orderly arrangement, disposition. Interesting. So the translations include the galaxy and then disposition. I wonder how it's translated in other books. Arrangement. So just as arrangement. So arrangement on a personal level, arrangement on a planetary, on a cosmic level. Knowledge of the stars, alignment. Carrera uses the translation alignment. So as vyuha. Interesting. Arrangement of the stars, arrangement of knowledge of the cluster of stars. Okay, so Chandra, Tara, Vyuha, Dhyana. So it's a simple one. Moon, stars, arrangement, knowledge. Those are the 4 words in this sutra. By Samyama on the moon, the yogi will know the position and system of the stars. And so it's a pretty, in terms of the translation, it's pretty straightforward. So just do what you need to do.
Excuse me. Okay.
So this is also an indication of Jyotish. You know, Jyotish is South Asian traditional astrology. It's very much associated also with Ayurveda and with yoga. And it's really a science, you know. I think that these days there's finally like an acknowledgement of the science of astrology and the relationship of our daily lives to what's happening on a cosmic sphere. So what's happening right now? It's the full moon in Aquarius, and this July full moon is an auspicious full moon on the South Asian calendar. It's Guru Purnima, which we discussed, which we've been discussing this week, and so it's really a day of honoring the guru. You know, like, so guru in English is used kind of like in a derogatory way or in a sort of like insincere way, like a sarcastic way or cynical way. And the guru is often perceived as like somebody who's going to exploit you, somebody who is a charlatan. You know, we kind of associate. And I think, you know, come to think of it, I really think those designations are racist. You know, because it's this image of like this foreigner, right? This foreigner coming into your land, coming to exploit you. And I think that is in and of itself is a racist association. And so, but in the South Asian culture and in a lot of Asian cultures, the guru, you know, is the beloved teacher. And it's not like this insidious thing, or it's not this exploitative thing. It's not an abusive thing. The fact that we associate gurus with abuse has to do with our dysfunction, our cultural dysfunctions, and our lack of discernment about what it means to be in a teacher-student relationship on a spiritual level, you know? And I think it's because we don't have models of that. We didn't grow up with that necessarily. Or now we have, like, you know, the Catholic Church scandals. But that should not be our comparison. That should not be our point of reference when we're talking about the guru. But anyway, Guru Purnima. So it's the full moon in July, and at the institute in India, they always have this big celebration. It's beautiful. It's like tributes to PKS Iyengar and now Gita Iyengar. also. I mean, it was always Tapita also, but primarily when PKS Iyengar was alive, it was primarily toward him. But so that's what's happening on one of the things that's happening on a cosmic level. There's others who are more expert in Jyotish who can comment in more detail about what's happening on an astrological level. But one thing that I was thinking about as I was looking at this sutra this morning is I really think that this is one way that the yoga philosophy is pointing and describing the nervous system. So if we think of Surya as, let's say Surya is sort of equated with the sympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system is like green light, go. When we need to be active, when we need to be up and at 'em, and we need that stimulation. That's the we associate with that with the sun, with Surya, and with the sympathetic nervous system. Times when we need to be quiet, when we're in this evening where you want to get to sleep, you want to get a good night's sleep, or you've had a long, hard day and you need to relax. That's parasympathetic nervous system, which we can associate with the moon. So when we're talking about Surya and Chandra in terms of the Yoga Sutras, I think one way to look at that is that it's talking about the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. And it's talking about the different ways that we can balance and work with and apply, awaken or stimulate either of those systems depending on what we're needing. And so Chandra, by Samyama on the moon, by Samyama on the parasympathetic nervous system, by Samyama on ways to calm ourselves, the yogi will know the position and system of the stars. And so I love this translation of vyuha, this word vyuha as arrangement, alignment, the constellations, the system, the disposition, the galaxy. Guruji offers that translation, galaxy, as vyuha. And so the galaxy of the body. So by learning how to calm ourselves, we learn the composition, the arrangement of our own body, and the arrangement and composition of our own mind. So I think that's one way that we can understand this sutra that is very tangible and concrete, and that we can apply on a personal level and understand through asana. So let me just go through a few more translations. Knowledge of the arrangement of the stars can be gained by Samyama on the moon. Focusing with perfect discipline on the moon yields insight about the stars' positions. By Samyama on the moon comes knowledge of the stars' alignment. I really resonate with PKS Iyengar's translation here because this idea of the Dharma Jhana Samadhi, the study of the moon within ourselves, then we understand the position and system of the stars, of our surroundings, of our cosmos, and of our inner cosmos. So anyway, if anyone wants to unmute themselves, or anyone in this room would like to comment on the sutra, please do. Sorry, I forgot to write it down. That could be somebody else's job, we used to have class monitors, and then we kind of fell out of that because we switched everything to one. But if anybody would like to be the class monitor, then that would be one of your jobs. You have to get here 15 minutes early. All right. Thoughts?
My initial thought was the breath and apana, and when you talked about the parasympathetic nervous system and how we can really understand the language much better of the moon or of the earth with keeping the breath calm or keeping in that state of the parasympathetic nervous system.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned that because the inhales stimulate the sympathetic and the exhales stimulate the parasympathetic. So one way we can understand the sutra is by focusing on the exhales, we understand the composition of our body and mind. Yeah, I think that's very cool. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Go ahead.
I was thinking in a, I was thinking in a little bit of a different direction. I was thinking about the moon as the back of the body, and for me, when I'm pay more attention to the back of my body, like a whole universe opens up that was there the whole time, and I just
Yeah.
wasn't connecting with it.
Yeah. So from a yogic point of view, the front body is the sun, the back body is the moon. And so yeah, by samyama on the back body, whoo, another whole universe opens up. And for that matter, the sun is associated with the male archetype. The moon is associated with the female archetype. You know, I know that that is kind of like hooking into a gender binary, but if we can just think of like the 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 traits that we would associate with each of those archetypes. So then the focus on the moon would be a focus on the feminine archetype, which also opens up a whole. And then from a yogic point of view, we are both, you know, because we have back body and front body. We are both sun and moon. And so yeah, we can learn more and more about those different aspects of ourselves. Any other thoughts? Okay. All right, let's chant it. It's a simple one. So it's like I said, it's only 4 words. Chanda, Tara, Vyuha, Dhyana. Okay, so it goes Chanda, Tara, Vyuha, Dhyanam. Chanda, Tara, Vyuha, Dhyanam. Chanda, Tara,